Back in July of 2024, we went to Elkhart Horse Auctions to buy a horse. But little did I know I wasn't buying a horse, I was rescuing one. As we sat on the bleachers in the auction house, I waited excitedly for the horse that I had picked out to come through the ring. So as we were sitting there, tag number 008 came in the ring. He seemed calm yet afraid in this environment. He walked slowly and very tenderly on his front hooves into the ring. As the girl rode him around the arena, everyone stopped bidding. No one, not one person, bid on him at all. Then, to my surprise, the auctioneer turned to us and asked, "Do you want him?" Me, seeing that this horse looked like he needed help, said yes. And there was Sargent, a horse that was headed to slaughter, was rescued instead. That night, we took home the saddest, oldest, scrawniest, limping, lame horse that was in pain and really needed our help. The very next day, Sargent went into quarantine while I assessed all of the things that could have been wrong with him and groomed him and soaked his feet because I didn't know why he was limping. I didn't know, so I just soaked his feet in case he had abscess or anything like that. So that's what I had done the next day after he came home. Then I had noticed he had some cuts and some swelling on his back legs, so we took him to the vet for an exam to look at those and see, just a whole exam to see if there was anything else wrong with him or anything like that, but mainly because he was limping and then he had those bad cuts and swelling on his hind legs. But then at the vet, my worst fears came true. He was diagnosed with severe founder in his front hooves. Our vet gave us bute for his pain, and our farrier came and treated his aching feet with shoes and pads. Sargent then felt so much better that we had our first ride. Then soon his feet were so much better that the shoes were able to come off. Then one day something horrible happened. I tied Sargent to eat his morning grain and he spooked. Well, he was tied to a cattle panel, and when he reared up, the panel came loose. He went absolute nuts, dragging the panel everywhere. Eventually his lead rope broke and he got loose, but something worse had happened. Sargent was injured. He had cut his leg really bad and deep. It was bleeding too. Oh, it was horrible. I felt just horrible. But thank heavens my mom came to the rescue with the emergency vet bag and some blood stop powder. My dad was there too, and he cleaned the wound and put the powder on and all the medicine while I soothed Sargent with gentle neck rubs. After that, I cleaned his wound every day and wrapped it up, and it stayed that way for months until it was all better. Then finally, we had our very first trail ride. It was so exciting. I couldn't wait. I had tacked him all up, and me and my brother set off with our horses to go on this awesome trail ride. He did wonderful at first, except he was a little spooky with unreasonable things. But, that was normal coming from him because it was like his first trail ride in months, probably. So it was hot and sunny on our way back from our so far successful ride, and that's when a horrible, pesky, huge horsefly decided it was the perfect time to sabotage our wonderful ride. The horsefly started biting Sargent's rear. He tried to stay calm, but when enough was enough, he did something unexpected. Next thing I knew, I was riding a bucking bronco. He wouldn't stop bucking with me on him. I hung on for dear life. I tried to calm him, but nothing worked. So I finally had enough. So I just made a leap off his back. Then Sargent stopped, but the horsefly didn't. It was a very hard walk back to our house with the horsefly messing with Sargent, but we eventually made it. And I never took him on another trail ride after that. Then, shortly after that, Sargent decided that he didn't want me riding him anymore, and he knew exactly what scared me off: bucking. So that's what he would do every time I would try and ride him. He would throw mini bucks. Well, I didn't know what to do, so I decided maybe start over with him and just start from the beginning with lots of groundwork and stuff. Well, as you probably know by now, that didn't work either. When I tried to lunge him, he galloped off, bucking and dragging me along with him. So then I sadly tried to sell him. But then I felt bad for giving up on Sargent so easily, so I took up all his ads. So there I was, trying again, but of course it didn't work, so I listed him again for sale. Then I went on a horse forum asking for help, and they told me that it was ill-fitting tack. Then I lifted with hope. And that's when I started sitting on Sargent's back with a bareback saddle, and to my surprise, he did good. Then one day, I decided to do some simple groundwork with him, like turning on the haunches. And as soon as I started swinging the rope towards his rear, he tried to spin around and kick me. He was not very happy at that moment at all. So I put him away, and we all decided it best to list him for sale again, but for way less money. Lots of people were asking about Sargent, but very few were serious. 2 days after we listed Sargent for sale, someone came and purchased him. Someone who knows how to handle horses like Sargent. It was very hard for me to say goodbye to Sargent, but I didn't really have a choice. His behavior was out of hand. He wasn't kid safe, and I'm not ready to handle a horse like him. I cannot handle a horse like him. It was very hard to say goodbye, seeing him load in that trailer and whinnying for Ruby. It just broke my heart. It really did. After all, I opened a door for Sargent. A door to a better life for him. Obviously, no one wanted Sargent at that auction house. But after he got the help that he needed, someone then wanted him to help him with the rest of his journey. I opened his life up to a wonderful future.